What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. That little man right there is our show vibe curator. You know him as Maverick. Got a cool episode today. A guy that hails out of the state of Maryland. Blue crabs and what is it? Blue crabs in college football. That's what we do in Maryland. I think that's what it was from Wedding Crashers. What is it? Crabs in football? I gotta look up that. I gotta look up that line now because that is an all time line from Wedding Crashers. But we got a really cool episode, like I said, Mr. Kirk Marks, with Flylords and Kirk's Kitchen. He's just an all around angler, hunter. We'll probably get into a lot of stuff today. He duck hunts. Does it all. Let's see. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that Wedding Crashers. Their Wedding Crashers line here. Maryland football. Crab cakes and football. That's what we do in Maryland. That's what it was. I knew it was something with crabs. Yeah. Yes. Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does. So, yep. That's what the line was. So before we get into the interview, I want to thank the companies that help me do this. Free Fly Apparel, Afueta Coffee. Shout out to all these companies. Free Fly, just some all around awesome apparel. I just realized I wasn't centered. Some awesome apparel from that company. You know, Christmas is right around the corner. Pick up some stuff from them. Some Afueta coffee. Everybody might want some Afueta coffee. Everybody likes coffee. What are you doing before you're going fishing early in the morning? You're cracking a cup of coffee. Bajio sunglasses. You know, you got to protect those eyes while you're out fishing. So awesome Bajio sunglasses. Check them out. Great Christmas gift. Temple Fork. Temple Fork rods and reels. Another great Christmas gift. Who doesn't want a rod and reel for Christmas? Everybody wants a rod and reel for Christmas. Riversmith Outfitters, all their products, the River Quiver, all the Convoy Series bags. Another great Christmas gift. And if you want to save 10% on that Christmas gift, use code Wrangler10 at checkout. And Loon Outdoors. Loon Outdoors, you got a fly tire in your life. Grab some of the tools they make. Some great stuff from them. Hackle pliers. I got a bunch of Loon stuff laying around here. They make some fantastic products. So until then, next up is our interview with Kirk Marks. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview with Mr. Kirk. I'll kick it over to you, Kirk, to introduce yourself a little bit, man.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thanks for having me. My name is Kirk Marks. I fly fish a bunch, hunt a bunch. I like to cook. I'm the culinary editor at Flylords magazine and Split Read magazine. I do some work over there as well. Freelance photography and writing. Some travel, hosted travel trips in the fly fishing world. Kind of got my toes dipped in a lot of ponds, but just love the hunting and fishing outdoor space, and keeps me pretty busy.
Heck yeah, dude. It's one thing, dude. I got a buddy, Sammy. Shout out my buddy Sammy. He's the guy at like deer camp, where it's like we're all sitting there. He's like, y'all don't worry about food. We'll go out to eat like one night, and he's like, I got the rest of it, and he just whips up some stuff, dude. That's an elite skill to have right there, especially at deer camp. Like,
yeah,
for
man.
sure.
It's always good when someone's doing that stuff, and I love cooking with wild game. I grew up in a family. My mom and my dad both hunted and fished and gardened and So it was just kind of natural to me. Always grew up with it, and I've continued it into my adult life. Just always have game and fish on the table, and love cooking it.
And if my deer season's been going better, I'd probably have some meat in the freezer. But you know how that goes. Some seasons it's a
Mhm.
little too hot. It's a little too hot down here now.
Yeah, you're in South Carolina, right?
Uh, Kind of like North Carolina, South Carolina border. I'm in Charlotte,
Okay.
which it's like smack dab in the middle.
Got it. Yep. I've been to
Yeah, so
Charlotte.
like
That's
we hunt like it's nice because it's like
huh?
my buddy he has a 1,200-acre farm down in Pageland, South Carolina, like 45 minutes from us. And then his dad, they're land developers, so it's like we can hunt North Carolina side, South Carolina side, and there's like 5 or 6 different places we hunt. He's like, yeah,
Nice.
man. He's like, I'll give you like a little slice to hunt every year, and he's like, just kind of like keep on the lookout. He's like, if somebody's out there like kind of screwing stuff up, he's like, let me know. And
Right.
he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like good for us because like you're keeping an eye on the stuff. So he's like, yeah, to hunt it all you want until we sell it. So it's pretty nice. But
Yeah. That's awesome. And
yes,
it's nice to
it's
be like on state lines
oh
because
yeah,
I don't know, like I'm right kind of close to Delaware, so it's fun to the seasons don't line up exactly the same. So sometimes you can go hunt like turkeys over here earlier, and then wait a week and then hunt opening day over in Maryland, or however it works
yeah.
out.
Dude, that's what we do in South Carolina. Um, Dude, because bow season comes in freaking August in
Wow.
in South Carolina, and it doesn't come in until mid September here. So it's like you want to go and deer hunt a little early, just get like a out of state license and some tags, and we'll go and take a shot at it. And he's like, if we don't kill one early, he's like, we'll scratch the itch, and we still have tags to fill throughout the year. So, but
Right.
I know you're saying you're kind of like Maryland, Delaware. I saw you're from Kent Island,
Hmm.
dude. I used to play in lacrosse tournaments there like every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I played travel lacrosse, and I swear there were like 2, 3 tournaments in Kent Island every year that we play at, and then we
The
do the
Kent
shoot
Island
up.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, dude. And then I think it was like the junior Bayhawks we always used to play
Okay.
down there or up there, I should say. But yeah, dude, Kent Island's awesome. Super, super pretty area.
It's been a great spot to grow up. You're close enough to like Annapolis and Baltimore and stuff where you can, you know, go to good restaurants and see cool concerts and all that kind of stuff. But also you're like rural enough where you can get some peace and hunt and fish and go out on the water, and it's just an awesome little mixing pot.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know if you've been there. It's kind of like close to Annapolis, but Mike's Crab Shack. It's like right there on the river.
I haven't been, but I know where it is.
Yeah, dude. We used to go there every year. We ran into Travis Pastrana there one year.
Okay, yeah, he's a local boy.
Yeah, dude. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I was like huge into BMX and like dirt bikes and stuff like that when I was younger too. I was like, oh my god, it's Travis Pastrana.
he's
Got
got a
to.
compound over here somewhere, man, with all kinds of cool jumps and stuff.
Oh
I've seen
yeah,
videos of it.
dude. But let's get into fishing a little bit, man. Like, where did your fishing journey begin, and like when did you kind of like make that switch over to a fly rod?
Yeah, I don't even remember my first fish, so it started pretty early. My parents, tell me the story of just being in a little pond and catching a sunfish, on a bobber. So I've been doing it as long as I can remember, and my dad actually used to do a little bit of bass tournament, like local tournament fishing,
Yeah.
and then always just crabbing and hunting and fishing and all that. So I just grew up with it, and no one in my family ever fly fished. I didn't have any like fly fishing mentors. That was just something that I kind of developed on my own through trial and error, and eventually stumbling into some buddies who also partook. So that probably happened like I got seriously into fly fishing. I'd say like late high school, but I got a fly rod in like middle school, first time ever from my dad, and messed around with it a little bit, but I had no idea what I was doing, dude. Like I actually put a bottom rig on and like threw it out and was catching perch on peeler crab on a fly rod. Like that's how clueless I was in the beginning. But it's evolved, and now I still spin fish too. I
Yeah.
spin fish. I use a bait caster sometimes, but if I can get it done with fly, like that's my preferred method for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. Like I used to actually fish bass tournaments too, like high school through college and stuff like that. And it's like I always had a fly rod, and it was like the same thing for me. I was like walking through Bass Pro one day with my buddy, and it was like he just got his license, and it's like the first place we went. Of course, like 16 years old. Where you want to go? Bass Pro. And
Yeah.
I was looking. I got my first tax return check, and I was like, huh. It's like, what's this thing right here? My buddy's like, fly rod. I was like, I think that's coming home with me today. And
Oh yeah.
brought it home, and I swear, I think I grabbed like a wide gap hook and a hot dog, and was trying to catch catfish on a fly rod with a hot dog.
Yeah.
And
It's a pretty similar story here, man.
yeah, dude, it was fun though. It's like eventually I caught one, and it was like one of those.
Yep.
It was kind of like you. It's literally a box combo, fluger, and I was sitting there, and the thing's it's a super loud click, and that thing's just sitting there. I swear I got that reel down to the backing, and I was like, I don't know what the heck to do here. But he's like, just get it on the
Yeah.
just get it on the reel and strip it in like a regular bass rod. You're about to completely spool the reel.
Hmm.
And sure enough, it's like I kind of got hooked from there, and ended up like bass fishing all through college. But it's like when our tournament season would go out, I'd eventually end up grabbing the fly rod just because I wanted like a change of pace, and that
Yeah.
like repeated. And then I moved to Florida, and I really messed up my boat at like Lake Pan, and I was like, I don't want to spend the money to fix it right now, and bought myself an 8 weight and started going and like catching ditch tarpon, and I was like, the more I do this, the more that bass boat's looking at pretty good being a selling piece.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. Especially when you're like up here. I was targeting fish that I didn't even know like people could catch on a fly rod. When I was younger,
Yeah.
like little white perch and striped bass. Now I know it's a big thing, but back then it was just kind of no man's land and figuring it out.
Yeah, dude, that's what's fun about it though. The massive puzzle.
Hmm.
It's so much fun. But just like how did your passion for fly fishing and like food come together?
Yeah. I already covered a little bit of this, I guess,
Yeah.
but like just growing up in a household that really always ate like game and fish and stuff. It just I saw, I feel like as anglers and as hunters, but as anglers, we have a luxury in that we can get fish. Sometimes that's like really hard to come by. Like up my way, like northern snakehead or cobia, or
Oh
like
yeah.
some of these like prime fish that someone would have a hard time sourcing in a grocery store. And not only do we get to catch that and have that experience, but we get to have that awesome meat in like the freshest form that it's going to be in. It's not going
Yeah.
through a distributor, it's not sitting on a shelf for a while. So that to me is really exciting. Just because when you have ingredients that are fresh and ingredients that are good, man, you don't have to like do a whole lot. A lot of my
Yeah.
cooking is very simple and just letting the stuff shine and speak for itself.
Oh yeah. Have you ever eaten a northern snakehead?
Oh yeah, all the
Yeah.
time, man. Hmm.
Damn. That's something like I never really hear people think about. It's like same thing like on the duck hunting side, like scoter. People are
Yep.
like, you don't eat like divers or scoters or mergansers, and it's like you hear like the coots and stuff like that. You hear the Cajuns. They're like, oh, you got to eat the coot. You got to eat the coot. It's so good.
Mhm.
And
Dude, before we hopped on this call, like an hour ago, I literally vacuum sealed 8 scoter breasts.
oh
So
damn,
yeah, so like I've never cooked scoter, so it's going to be an experiment. But I brined them for a while, and I
oh
think I'm
nice.
gonna do some sort of like Asian inspired stir fry, maybe with a little fish sauce and hoisin and stuff like that, and kind of try to blend in any sort of natural flavors that might be a little fishy with that duck.
Yeah, dude. It's what's kind of cool is like I was actually had a buddy that he just got back from a diver trip in Wilmington. He was asking me, he was like, I think it's first time duck hunting. He said He's like, would you? He's like, how would you cook these scoters? I was like, I'm like, I'd kind of slice them up and do poppers with them. I was like, like a lot of people eat scoter. But it's like you kind of
Mhm.
want to take that taste away because it's like it's not a super sought after duck. It's not going to taste like a mallard. It's not going to taste like
Right.
a
Yeah.
teal or something like that. I was like, you got to do a little bit to it to kind of like dress it up a little bit. But I was
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
you can make it taste good. And it's
Hmm.
like, I'm sure you probably make it taste way better than I would.
Well, it's my first time, so we'll find
We'll
out.
see. But usually, yeah, I know you were just talking about it a little bit, but Kirk's Kitchen on Flylords, man. Like I was looking through it a little bit. You cook some pretty damn cool stuff.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, appreciate that. The first episode we came out with was Northern Snakehead,
Yeah.
and I cooked it Greek, which is probably a first, maybe, for that species. So that was cool to do that in the field. And then kind of back to the roots on the second one with the white perch chowder. But yeah, I really enjoyed that project. It was basically like a catch and cook, TV show, like brought down to 90 seconds and
Yeah.
in vertical format. So we tried to really have the production that you'd have with like a real show, but just condense it. And it was hard to get it down to 90 seconds, but we would trim and trim and trim and eventually did it. And it was fun.
Oh yeah, dude. What was your favorite one you did?
I think the snakehead one was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was also the first one. I kind of like the way the second one turned out more, but I think the first one was probably more fun to film.
I got you. Dude, where'd you catch the snakehead at? I know, dude, like the Potomac River when I fished there. Potomac River is smashed full of those damn things.
Yeah. Yep. That's I was on the upper end of the bay here.
Okay.
Tributary off of the upper Chesapeake Bay. But yeah, Potomac is loaded.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy because like I went to East Carolina, and it's right on the Tar River, and it's like you could be
Okay.
throwing a frog, and it's you're walking the frog, and then boom, you get one to inhale it, and you're like, oh shoot, that's a giant, and then you get it up, it's like snakehead, and it's like most people, it's like that's kind of why I was like, dang, you cook a snakehead. It's because most people are like, throw it up on the bank,
Hmm.
and like I
Dude,
know it's
they're good. They are, and they have like a unique texture. They're definitely more dense. It's almost like an ocean fish. They're steaky like that.
yeah, that's kind of cool. What's the craziest fish you've ever cooked up?
Hmm. Craziest fish.
Anything like crazy off the wall?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Jellyfish. Nah, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
nothing's coming to mind at the moment. Crazy fish. Like I've cooked a creek chub before.
Oh
Maybe
damn.
that's yeah.
I've never thought about that, dude. I mean, I might
I mean,
end up
they're
having to try that when I'm up there in the mountains one day. If I'm doing like a camping trip. You know what? We're gonna cook up a damn creek chub.
yeah. No, I mean it's nothing great. It's not it's a just a pretty standard little fish, man. Like tastes kind of like a bluegill or something.
Heck
And if
yeah, dude.
you're camping, yeah, it'd be great.
Oh yeah, but so what species do you chase most often, and like what draws you to like the ones that you do chase heavily?
So we're in the Chesapeake Bay where I'm from. We have the luxury of having a lot of unique species here because we're like at the southern range of a lot of northern species, and we're
Yeah.
at the northern range of a lot of southern species. So you get a cool crossover there. I like to target. Snakehead is one of my favorite to fish for. I mean,
Oh, I bet.
snakehead are a lot of fun. Striped bass, as Marylanders call them, rockfish.
Yeah,
But
that's what they call them in New England too.
yeah, so striped bass, cobia, and red drum, and yeah, that's. I mean, and then like perch. I do a couple musky trips every year, chain pickerel. So I pretty much try to get after everything here.
Heck yeah,
Um,
dude.
but my favorites are probably snakehead, red drum, cobia, and striped bass.
Dude, like, that's what I hear from like a lot of the guys that fly fish down in Florida, like in those canal systems and like Miami area is dude, they're like, I love catching snakehead.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got those big snakehead and those canal systems down like Homestead, Miami, Florida
Right, the
City, and
bullseye down there, right?
they're like, dude, yeah, it's insane. It's like fishing in the jungle, but you're down there in like Miami, and everybody's like, dude, like y'all, like everybody can have the dang peacocks and all like the you know all those like the Mayan cichlids and stuff like
Yeah.
that. They're like, I want to go and catch one of those giant snakehead on a
Uh-huh.
fly on a dang. Oh, I just almost knocked over my entire box. My microphone was standing on here, but they're like, take a giant streamer like that, and he's like, you catch a snakehead on that thing, it's like your blood pressure is gonna go through the roof. Not blood pressure, your heart rate's gonna go through the roof.
Probably both.
Yeah, probably both, honestly. But yeah, I've always heard that about snakehead. And, like on
They're
conventional and and fly, they're like, dude, snakehead is so much fun because they do. It's kind of weird to describe it to a person that's never seen like a snakehead.
mm-hmm.
It dances like a tarpon, but it looks like an eel. It's kind of like how I describe it to people like that have never seen a snakehead.
Yeah, and the fight is pretty weird. It's like they don't go on long runs or anything typically. It's just like thrashing like an alligator or something right
Yeah,
beside the boat. And then once you get it in the boat, the fight is still taking place because I don't know how many I've gotten in the boat and intended on putting them in the cooler, but they got out before they made it into the cooler.
yeah. It sounds
Yep.
like somebody shooting a semi-automatic rifle when those things hit the bottom of hit the
Yep.
bottom of a aluminum boat. Like I had a
Uh-huh.
buddy with a John boat that we used to duck hunt out of in college, and we used to run the Tar River. And it's like after you duck hunt, it's like especially down here in North Carolina, sadly, it's like we used to go hunt the tar, and it's like we either kill like it's 4 wood ducks or nothing, and there's really like no in between. And it's like, what? We struck out by like 11 o'clock. Let's go throw frogs under trees and try and catch snakehead or whatever else is biting. And it's like we boat flip a dang snakehead in the boat, and it literally is
Yep.
making all that noise in the bottom of the damn boat.
They're powerful, man, and they have like short bursts of energy like that for sure.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
A lot of
Like
where I'm at, like you can catch them like blind, just casting banks, things like that, like you would for largemouth. But one of my favorite ways to do it, and you can do it in some of the rivers around here, is to sight fish them up on the flats.
oh, that's
And
fun.
so I've got a Delta 18 like polling skiff
Yeah.
from Explore Boatworks, and dude, I pole through like mud flats and lily pads, in like 6 inches of water, and we sight fish the snakehead on fly and on spin, and it's so much fun.
Oh, dude, I bet that's awesome. It's like,
Mhm.
do you ever get looks sitting there pulling through like those mud flats up in Maryland?
Oh, dude, no one knows what it is. You're
Yeah.
like, ride by people on the river, and they're like, "What the hell is that thing on the back of this dude's boat?"
Dude, it's nuts. And it's like it's kind of like you think about it. Like I never thought about doing it in the river near where like I went to college, but it's like it's probably a super effective way to go and catch them. Sight fishing for snakehead. That's pretty sweet.
Oh, it's so much fun, man. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do around here.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I was like, damn. I bet people don't even know what a pulling platform is up in Maryland.
Nope, not really. You'll see some down in the lower part of the bay, where we have a lot of redfish and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But up in the northern part of the bay, where I'm targeting the snakehead, nah, they're very far and few between.
I got you. So like we were talking about earlier, you're based on Kent Island, Maryland. It's like how do those local waters kind of like shape your angling and species you go after? Kind of like
Yeah.
hit
So,
on that a little bit.
well, yeah, but right where I am, um, is it's brackish,
Yeah.
so I get striped bass, white perch, and I'm like mid bay, mid to upper bay, I guess you'd call it, and it's pretty neat because in the summer, if a lot of our fish, like the kind of fish we have around, will depend to a degree on the amount of precipitation we get. So if we get a drought year where we hardly get any rain, the salinity in my zone increases, and you'll actually see more southern species come up. You'll see more red drum. You'll see occasional cobia, bluefish, all those kind of things, even sea bass in the winter. But if it's like we get a lot of rain, then that threshold of salinity that they're willing to go into, migrates south, and then I'll have to drive a few hours down there to target stuff. But it's a really cool zone. Kind of as I was saying earlier, we got the northern species and the southern species, and then my specific zone on Can Island is kind of like a little microcosm, like within that larger zone. So a lot of different factors at play here, depending on the weather. If we get a really cold winter, then that can screw up a lot of our redfish, like it did last year, and our speckled trout, because these fish they're not really leaving like they used to. So a lot of them aren't leaving. The big migratory fish do, but a lot of the smaller fish hang around. And we just got like a brutally cold winter last winter, and some big fish kills happened because these fish just weren't used to it.
Dude, we had a crazy mild winter last year too. Like it got colder than I think I've ever seen it down here too.
Mhm.
Like I work on a golf course, and it's like we didn't have the greens that we have now of last year. But it's like we'd have to have our greens covered like 95% of the time last year if we
And
had the same greens that now we have this year, which was like weird because it's like that happened too. A bunch of like fish kills, especially like out on the coast and stuff. Like it's
right.
nuts. Like I feel like the whole East Coast kind of had like a really weird winter. Like there was snow in Florida last year. And it's like that can't be good for those fish down there.
No, dude, snook especially, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude. I think I remember seeing pictures like big snook like washed up on the shore on like a lot of beaches down there in Florida. But it's insane because like
yeah, it's like we have more redfish. I mean, I can't speak, like I'm not looking at data, but like anecdotally, I see more redfish and hear about more redfish caught in the Chesapeake than ever before. Um, and you have to think, with generally warming climate, that these fish are extending northward, and then every once in a while they get hit with this surprise cold winter, and they're just not prepared for it.
yeah, they're like, whoa, where's my jacket? I completely
Mm-hmm.
threw it away last year.
Yeah.
But as a freelance photographer and writer, kind of like, what's your process like when approaching a fishing trip? Like, are you thinking about like a story or like a image, like images or food or like all that at once?
Yeah, I mean, it totally depends on the project and the trip, but a lot of my trips I go on are just for fun with
Yeah,
buddies, and maybe I'll grab a few photos while I'm out there. But I try, it's a balance, right? Like I try to get a couple shots, or if something cool happens, but I also don't want to be like missing the moment
right.
um, if I'm just out there for my own pleasure. So that's a delicate balance. But if I'm shooting, like a campaign or something for a brand, then yeah, it's all about getting the shots and telling the story. And a lot of times I'll go into a shoot, um, with a list of, with an idea in my head and a list of shots I want to get. And if I'm writing a story, like some talking points I want to hit, interview questions, things like that. So I'm just not going to be like totally going off the cuff,
Right.
because in the moment, sometimes you forget things and you're like, you start just shooting whatever's happening. And it can be hard if you're on a boat all day to get like another perspective or something. So sometimes you got to be like, hey, drop me off on that island so I can get a shot not on the boat, like, or do whatever you got to do. But
Yeah.
definitely pays to prepare in that scenario. Um, but a lot of it, like I said, is just me and buddies and having a good time and getting a few shots here and there and incorporating some brand uh, product in that. Luckily, I have a lot of friends that are kind of in the same world as me. I've got
Yeah.
friends that are guides, friends that are photographers, so everyone kind of gets it, and we help each other out.
That's awesome, dude. Because, like, see, I have trouble. Like, everybody probably looks at, like, my Instagram or my YouTube channel and they're like, dude, this dude does nothing but, like, talk. to people about fishing. Because, like, dude, I'll get up there, I'll go, like, alone, and I end up getting up there. I'm like, dude, like, how do I juggle all this? And, like, I don't want to be out in the. I'm a klutzy dude, so it's like I don't want to be out in the river with like a camera around my neck, and it's like I hook a fish. I don't want to be like sitting there. I'm going over. I'm going over in like a heartbeat, and there goes my Nikon D90 right
Right.
down, say like the French Broad River. I'm like, oh well, but like that's what I need to like take more buddies up there, like up fishing in the mountains, and just be like, hey, let me take like a few pictures and fish a little bit. Like, I need to take a
Yep.
break. But
That yeah, it's super hard to catch it yourself. Like if you're by yourself to get reasonable, like good content. I mean, unless you're like doing the vlog style with like a GoPro or something like that,
yeah,
you know. So,
it's
and
like
I've done that too. Like, I sometimes I use a GoPro with the like neck attachment,
yeah,
and I'll just have it run it if I'm like sight fishing or something. But that's not really for like a client. That's just for me to have a cool little reel out of or something.
yeah. And it's like that's something that like I am not good at is like the vlog thing. And it's like I probably should do more of that, but it's like I'm just not good at it. It's like I want to just have something point click or point click like video, cut it up,
Hmm.
and I was like somebody else, but like all my buddies, I'll be like, hey man, you want to go up to the mountains and fish tomorrow? He's like, well, what time do I have to wake up? I'm like, 4 o'clock. Like,
Yeah.
no, not tomorrow. Like, damn, dude, what the hell? Like, I'll go myself.
Yeah.
But like, we like, so when you do go alone, like, how do you juggle all that stuff? Like, doing all that?
Most of the time I don't, man. Most
Yeah.
of the time I just fish if I'm by myself. But I went on a cool trip to southern French Polynesia
Uh
in
huh.
March, and I was there for like 10 days, and we basically got dropped off in this super remote atoll in the middle of the South Pacific, and we were sight fishing, giant trevally and
Oh
coral trout and bonefish and trying to get triggerfish. Those things are notoriously difficult, but
man. Oh yeah.
all these kinds of fish, and that was a really neat experience, and something I might not do. Who knows? Maybe never again. Maybe in a long time. But I want to get back out there. But you never know. So I was trying to do a little bit more to capture that than I would just a regular trip out here on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was running. I had my camera. I shoot a Sony. Just like have that always around. And if I was out on the flat, I would just bring my GoPro, dude, and I would have it on my neck, and it would be on, and I'm just waiting. And if I see a fish, I just click it on, start recording, and then I try to do a little sight fishing. If I get the fish, cool. If I don't, click it off, and just it's as simple as just hitting a button twice,
Yeah. It's
because you just have that wide angle, and then you've got something that you can work with on your end, um, to promote the podcast or like just to keep the feed fresh, whatever it is. That's that's not going to be something quality that you would like deliver to a client, but it's fun for you to just have
yeah.
that memory.
Yeah, you see that? Like that's my thing. Like I have a GoPro, I have a drone, I have like everything. And it's like
Hmm.
I'll get out to like the mountains and I'll start like catching fish. And I'll be like, oh, I'm not like hell with that. It's like the fish are
Yeah.
biting. I'm not touching a camera or a GoPro or anything. Like I need to get that mount that just like goes around your neck. And it's like I should, but I just haven't. It's like, see, part of me, I'm like, if I when I get into that, I know it's gonna like if I get like way too into it, it's gonna take away from my experience like fishing, given I'm by myself. There's
Yeah.
not much of an experience anyway, but like, but I should. That's like the one thing I need to do for like next year is just like film more and like take more pictures just to have like those memories and stuff.
And I'll just take phone photos too, just for my own sake, right?
Yeah,
If there's a moment where whatever the camera's far away or I'm just out there with the boys, like, just get a couple phone pics.
Oh, yeah.
not everything. And like I feel like more and more I'm seeing a mix of media in storytelling, right? It's like sometimes you'll see like an amazing shot out of you know, a great camera with a lens, followed by like an awesome drone shot, followed by like whatever, a selfie with
Yeah.
three dudes, and a big fish. Like we kind of, you and I and other people in the space kind of know how it is. Like sometimes you just gotta shoot with what you have.
Yeah. And we just got back a couple weeks ago from deer camp, and it's like my buddies were like, let's put together a video. Like we used to have a YouTube channel when we were all like fresh out of college, like all that stuff. We have like a few videos out there. It's like, dude, let's get it back up and running. Like we all kind of split ways and kind of quit like recording stuff. I moved to Florida, and all my other buddies stayed here, so they're like, we're all back now. Like let's kind of ramp it back up. Every like legit shot is from an iPhone, and it's like I just
Mm-hmm.
gotta find the time to like put it all together and stuff like that. And when we do, it's gonna be like slapped together, but it's all gonna be phone stuff. It's kind of gonna be like low budget, and
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
like
fun.
it's fun. It's good. Like
Yeah,
half the time, it's like a lot of alcohol was consumed, so there's gonna be some shenanigans in it,
yeah.
and it's like it's gonna be probably one of the most like original deer camp style videos that we'll put out. Hopefully, when I like throw a bunch of stuff onto iMovie. But like on that topic too, like what software editing what editing software do you use?
So I don't do video really.
Okay.
Any video I do is just like little clips on my phone or my GoPro that I'm just running through like CapCut free
Okay.
app. Um, any like professional videography that you've seen me a part of has been filmed by someone else,
Okay.
mainly by my buddy Eric Breaker, who's part of like the Breaker Bros.
Oh yeah. Those dudes
So
put together some awesome stuff.
Yeah, so he was my roommate for about a year. So
Oh, cool.
we're good buddies, and if I ever had like a video project, he would be my man. But I'm just a still photographer, so I use Lightroom.
Okay.
Very occasionally, I'll bring something into Photoshop if I can't do the right color correction, or I want to do like if I want to like slice an image so it can go through Instagram without cropping it too much, like things like that. But 99% of what I do is in Lightroom.
Okay. Dude, it's nuts now cuz like even to like have all those like Adobe Premiere, Photoshop and all that, it's it's insane. You gotta pay like $40 for each one, and it like adds up over time. I remember I had it like a while back when we were doing the like we were kind of hardcore on the YouTube hunting series, and
Uh-huh.
it's like it was literally like $220 a month just to have
What?
editing software. Yeah, yeah. It was like
Damn, dude.
yeah, it was not. It was something around there. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but yeah,
I think
it's
I'm
like you.
paying like $12 a month.
Yeah, I forget, dude. Like, cause I forget what it was called. It's up here somewhere. Shoot, what's it called? It's not gonna come up.
Your video
Um,
software?
Creative
Final Cut?
Cloud. That's what it was
Oh,
on. Yeah,
gotcha. We had
and it
everything.
had
Like
like
probably
all of them, but it was like, dude,
Final Cut Pro and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. And I was like, damn, man, like this is cool, but it's like I can't be shelling that out on a
Hmm.
at the time a recreation and parks management major budget. I was like, and then I got out
Yeah.
of that because but I so you said something about you said that you run hosted trips.
Yeah.
Dude, where are you running your hosted trips at, and what do you kind of got coming down the pipeline for that?
So I do a trip every February.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
about a week long, a little bit less than a week, to Punta Allen, Mexico,
Yeah.
and that's right on Ascension Bay. And
Oh man.
take a group of buddies down there, and we all fish for like 5 days for bonefish and permit, some tarpon mixed in, and little reef fish and things like that, but it's mainly a permit and bonefish trip, I would say. So this February, it'll be my third year doing that. Haven't missed a year since I started, and I plan to keep that going. So hopefully, if someone is hearing this, they want to go, reach out, because always got slots available. And then, down the pipeline, I'm talking to a lodge right now in Bolivia about setting up a Dorado trip, Golden Dorado
sweet,
trip.
dude.
So got some dates for that just set like today, really. And got a couple more slots to fill in that, but got some buddies that are interested in coming along. So, I think my ideal balance would be like to go to the Mexico trip every year and then try to do one more trip, wherever around the world that, something that I'm interested in, something I think would be a lot of fun, bring a group along. And if I can kind of establish another yearly destination, like I have this Mexico connection, that would be cool. But still hunting for that second place, but got some ideas.
Yeah, dude. Bolivia, dude. Everybody wants to do that Golden Dorado stuff in Bolivia right now.
Yeah,
That's like the
it's
hot thing these days.
getting a lot of press.
Oh
That's for
yeah,
sure.
dude. I know that, and then a lot of Costa Rica. Doing the triggers in
Mhm.
Costa Rica is a big one too. Like I know a few dudes that own a lodge there. I can put you in contact with them if you want. If you don't have one out there already.
For
Um,
triggerfish out there?
yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. I'll shoot you contact.
Yeah, that'd be great, dude. I kind of like got the triggerfish bug after going out at French Polynesia. Like, I didn't get one. Well, I got a Picasso triggerfish,
Oh,
but I didn't get like one of the big ones.
you
And
might know exactly who it is. Four Corners.
oh yeah, yeah,
You
yep.
probably have all those contacts already.
I don't. I mean,
Oh,
I
you don't?
think I've exchanged some Instagram DMs maybe, but I don't really know them at all.
Okay. I'll my buddy Sean knows them real well, and I'll kind of I'll kind of get the lowdown from him, and I'll shoot him your way. Um, but
Cool,
yeah, they're
man. Yeah,
really good dudes. I was talking about having them on the podcast. I was supposed to go down to Charleston and film something, and I ended up having another obligation come up that I had to be in the mountains for. And I was like, damn, man, that would have been a good podcast. But I'll shoot you like their Instagram and stuff like that, and the email for the guy who runs it,
okay, awesome.
and I'll get you in contact with those guys. But what other Flylords films have you been a part of?
Really, it's just the Kirk's Kitchen on the film side. I helped out with, like we were talking, before this, with A Journey Upstream. I was just like kind of a assistant, but that's not really a Flylords film. That was a Breaker Brothers film.
Okay,
Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm on the Flylords and Split Read side of things. I'm on the editorial
okay,
side, so articles, sometimes some photo shoots, things like that. But the video it's pretty much just been like the two Kirk's Kitchen reels. I hope to do more. I would love to host, a YouTube series or like some sort of longer format show. I've got some ideas and I think some cool premises for a show. It's just a matter of like getting people on board to do it.
I got you, dude. Did you dress up like he was on Manning Cast last night? Dang it. His oh, Guy Fieri. Dress up like
Yeah,
Guy Fieri, Kirk Fieri.
there we go.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool, dude, to have like a game fishing like that could go somewhere too, man. Like the opportunities with that are endless. Dude, like
I
I
think
think
so. I think if I can do it in a new way, because there's so like
yeah.
there's a lot of saturation now with YouTube and Waypoint TV and all that kind of stuff. But I've got a couple ideas. I don't want to like spew
Yeah,
them and
put it
then
out
someone
there.
else take it. I'll tell you off air. But yeah, I think I've got some kind of original stuff that I just need to act on. Need to get
Yeah.
a team set up. Need to find sponsors, things like that.
Yeah. That's the toughest part of everything, dude. Is like finding sponsors is like one thing that it's like I know people, but it's like I always feel so like bad asking. Be like, hey man, like
Yeah,
it
it can be an awkward conversation.
very awkward. Like I'm starting like a fly tying night right now, like at a brewery in Charlotte, trying to like get some people together, have a good time, drink a few beers, like sit there. But it's like I also want to have like two vices sitting around in
Hmm.
case like somebody comes up and they want to learn and they don't have their own equipment, dude. And it's like trying to have that conversation about like, hey, like this is needed. I can buy it if I need to, but it's like it's one of those things. It's like it's such an awkward conversation to have.
Well, I mean, you just got to view it in terms of like how are you going to benefit that company, right?
Yeah,
It's not all about what you need, it's about what they need too.
yeah,
And if they're associated with this, small town fly tying event at a fly shop, if they're like, like I said, associated, then that's a lot of good press. And, someone may learn and be like, okay, I like this. I want to get this for myself, and they'll
yeah.
buy one.
It's like I've sent out two emails to like companies that I know, and they're like, yeah, we like fill out this and we'll go from there. And it's like, still, dude, I fucking hate asking for help. It's like any like for anything. But like especially like stuff like that. I'm like, damn, man. I was like, I just hate it. But
Might be
it
a
is
hurdle you
fun.
guys have, man.
It's like a fun little process though. Like sending out the emails and stuff like that. It's fun, but like
It is fun. Gets the gears
I
turning.
yeah, it gets like my gears turning. I think more, which it's like there's not much going on up here some days, and it's like damn man, like I like Tuesday I do these Tuesdays and Fridays sometimes, and I have like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday to sit down and like send out emails and stuff, and it's like 2 out of those 4 days right there. There's gonna be at least one of them or two of them that I'm like, I get back from work at 2:30. I'm like, I'm gonna sit on the couch and just sleep.
Hmm.
But so I'm kind of into the whole culinary thing with, especially with like game meat. Um, how do you think like about wild game fish, like fish to table, in like a responsible way? Like, what's the philosophy on catch and cook? You think?
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up. Obviously, a lot of fly fishermen are catch and release, and I'm catch and release for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But there's definitely resources that are healthy enough to harvest sustainably, and those are the resources that I harvest from. Like I haven't kept a striped bass, in a couple of years because they've been kind of on the decline.
Yeah.
But I've been keeping snakehead and blue catfish. They're an invasive species here in the Chesapeake Bay.
Oh,
They're
are they really?
everywhere. Yeah, man, they're a real problem.
Damn.
Their biomass is growing like substantially, and they're kind of like omnipresent. They're just everywhere. So and they're good to eat. So I've been eating a lot of them. Um, and another thing that I like to do with I've done this with some of my articles in the past, and I like to highlight pieces of the fish that people may not know to eat. Everyone
Yeah.
knows they've got the two fillets, right? But on a lot of these fish, like say a red drum or a striped bass, for example, or like a cobia or something, like they've got the collar, which is like behind the gills on the underside of the fish, and then the belly meat too. And if you take that off, you basically have like a whole nother fillet's worth of meat, and it's got a slightly different texture. It's
Huh.
a little bit more like crab like, and you can do different preparations with it. So that can really increase your haul on these fish and use everything that you can. If you're going to kill something, use as much as you can. I was just up like 3 weeks ago. I was up in New York on a trip with Benchmade Knives,
Oh,
and
sweet.
they are you familiar with the chef Jeremy Charles?
Yeah, I've heard the name, and I've seen like
Yes,
clips.
he lives in Newfoundland, and he's like a Yeti ambassador and a Benchmade ambassador, and he moose hunts all the time, and Yeti's done a couple films on him. So he was there on the trip, and I was helping him in the kitchen one night just prepare some things. But I thought it was really cool. He was preparing cod from Newfoundland, and we all had like an awesome, it was like potato and fish stock with, you know, with Prince Edward Island mussels and all kinds of stuff. And then sitting on top of that was a fillet of cod. And then sitting on top of that was a deep fried breaded cod tongue.
Huh.
And I don't even know you could eat cod tongues, but it was delicious. And he tells a story of like as a little kid, man, he would like go down to where all the watermen worked and collect all the tongues from their carcasses and like go up and sell them door to door and just like make a little bit of money for a fishing lure and stuff.
That's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, it's just like, I hear all the time about things that I never even thought about eating that people are eating, they're making it really delicious.
Yeah.
Some of these things, like you go to like a high end restaurant in DC and you see like stuff that some people would think like, oh, that's kind of gross. Like I don't want, this like turkey liver pate or something. But dude, if you have a wild turkey, like they have a pretty substantial liver, make a pate, do a little something. Um, so there's just a lot of innovative and ways to cook game. And like I said, like I touched on earlier, we're lucky to have these ingredients in their optimum freshness stage
Yeah.
and really take advantage of that.
Damn, dude. Cod tongue, dude. Like, I'm from New
Yeah.
England where there's like a bunch of cod. Like, everybody likes cod up there.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, like, I've never heard of cod tongue. That's nuts. That's pretty cool,
I
though.
haven't either. Yeah.
Dude,
It was
like,
good.
oh, I bet. Um, there's another, dude, like, see, like, that's cool, though, man. Like, I know a lot of people that will kill a deer and they'll, like, hit me up. They're like, do you want any of this deer? Like, I only want the back straps. And I'm like, dude, like, there's so much good meat and stuff that you can do with a deer you kill. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's nuts. Like, I can't stand that. Like,
Oh dude, no, that's a
it's
sin, dude.
yeah, it's like why are you deer hunting if you're like, I just want those back straps. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
understand, but like at the same time, dude, like you can do burger meat. You can do everything, dude. You could do snack sticks. Like, that's one thing I was telling you about my buddy Sammy earlier. That dude will use every part of a deer that he kills. He'll even eat the heart. Like, it's another thing,
Oh,
like
I
we were
love
talking about
that.
the cod
Yeah.
tongue earlier. Like, I remember the first time I heard somebody tell me that they eat the heart of a white-tailed deer. I'm like, you're out of your mind, man. And they're like, nah, dude, you got to try it. And I've tried it. I'm like, that's fantastic. Give me
Yeah.
like
No,
8
it's
more
good.
pieces of that.
Yep. Yep. Uh, I keep the tongues hard. I've even tried the testicles before. That's not something I keep on every one, but I've tried it. And obviously all the meat, right? Like the neck meat, the shanks. Like if you're gonna grind it, fine. It's great. Make burgers, make sausage, snack sticks, whatever. But you can also just put that stuff in a slow cooker, and all that sinew and silver skin just turns into like delicious meat jello, and you can pull it and make tacos or
Yeah.
enchiladas or or a stew, like whatever you want to do with it.
Dude, like that's one thing I've seen too, like working at my golf course. Like, I have a lot of Spanish coworkers. And like I'll get like a little, like I'll kill like a doe or something like that, and they're like, bring it in. Bring it in. Like, get all this stuff off it and bring it in. They will also use like every single piece of that deer, and it's fantastic. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, have you ever deer hunted before, Raph? He's like, no, I just cook it. I was like, damn, man, like this is fantastic. But like it is super cool. I think he's done it that way where he's done the enchiladas, and it was fantastic. We like had a golf tournament one year. We had to get off the course early, and he's like, let's cook deer. He's like, all right. I was like, I live 2 minutes up the road. Like, let me go get some.
Mm-hmm.
And I go get some. He's like, bring it all back. He's like, we'll cook it all. I was like, dude, like I don't have all of it in my freezer. Like, I got it in like a few other freezers around. Like, I'll
Right.
bring
Yep.
what I got in my freezer at the house. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, bring it all back. And it's, dude, it's so good every time. But
It's yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cultures that use a lot more than your typical American.
oh yeah, and it's crazy to see. It's like it's really opened up my mind about about like what I'm keeping and like how much I'm actually like using. Because they'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, utilize everything. He's like, you can keep the tongue, all that. He's cooking up like deer tongues. It's like, dude, that's pretty cool. And it's like it's kind of really made me look at like bringing a deer to a processor and stuff like that. You know, they got like the little menu they give you and check off what you want. I'm like, I really wonder like how much they have on there. Like, are they going to give you an option for like the tongues or some of the stuff that people don't think about?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. I've always just done it myself, the butchering.
Yeah,
So haven't gone down that road, but I imagine you got to find a pretty unique butcher to be able to help you out with all that specialty stuff.
yeah, dude. That's one thing I do have to get better at is like butchering my stuff up. Save me a lot of money in the long run.
Yeah, and it's hard if you don't have the proper like room and freezer space, and there's a big barrier to entry, but I think it's well worth it in the end
Yeah.
to do it yourself.
But what are some of your favorite like wild meals that you've cooked in the past and some that you're thinking about cooking?
Yeah, so um, kind of like we touched on earlier, utilizing some things that others maybe throw away.
Yeah.
Like I did a recipe for Flylords that was a redfish collars and grits recipe.
Ooh.
It was like a low country grits and redfish collars, and that was super good. Um, was well received, and it's a great meal to prepare. Pretty simple and easy. Like no one would turn their nose up at that. Like even if they were kind of uneasy about eating collars to begin with, after they did, they'd be like, all right, this is easy, this is good. um, I've done some experimental stuff like pickerel.
Yeah.
I've pickled pickerel. uh,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, so like they have a bunch of really small pin bones that run like through their whole body basically. So I just fillet them, and then you can just leave the pin bones in if you pickle them, and they dissolve. So then you have like basically boneless pickled fillets that you can slice or cube, and put it on a cracker with like some pickled red onion and stuff like that. It's pretty good. I love cooking like goose
Oh
legs
man.
and thighs. Dude, goose legs and thighs are one of my favorite things to cook in a slow cooker. I'll do like birria. I'll do stews, any sort of anything you do with like pulled meat. You can make barbecue out of it. You can do whatever you want, but that stuff is so like silky. The texture, it's got
Yeah.
so much fat and like sinew that just dissolves into this like silky, really good meat. And I love cooking. Waterfowl in general is just delicious.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then like I said, deer tongues, man. I keep the tongue on every deer I kill, and I did. It was like a 48-hour sous vide deer tongues. I
Wow.
waited how I had like 8 of them, and I vacuum sealed them all in a bag with olive oil, butter, and a bunch of like seasonings. And I had that submerged in a water bath with my sous vide for like 48 hours. And
Damn.
they got super, super tender. You just peel the membrane off and dice it up like you would an onion, like, that kind of the same
Yeah.
size. And then I put it in a pan and reincorporated some of the juice that sheds out of it and reduced it, add some more spices and then put that on tacos, dude. Like people that were a bit apprehensive were like, this is good.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome, dude. Like my buddy, I remember I think it was last year, um, at deer camp. We do deer camp once a year. Trying to do it twice a year now. But our buddies won't quit popping out kids. and
mm,
and um
that
and we did sous vide last year and we all burned ourselves.
is-
We all burned ourselves. I mean, there's a quite a bit of alcohol involved, but
yeah,
but you know how deer camp gets. But
yeah,
it was pretty good. Like like how it ended up was pretty good, but Yeah, we all
Did you
burned
guys just do
ourselves.
back straps or something? What'd you
Yeah,
do?
we just did
Yeah.
little cube steaks, I think, like that. Little
Nice.
medallions,
Cool.
actually. It was pretty good, though.
Hmm.
I was like, damn, this thing's pretty sweet. Never really sous vide anything.
Yeah,
And
it's
opened up
it's
my
cool.
brain.
It's definitely got its place in the kitchen for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's not something I break out every week, but for special occasions
Oh, yeah. But
or special.
where uh where do you see your work going in the next few years? Like more writing, some film projects, like obviously travel. Then are you ever gonna make a cookbook?
Probably won't end up making a cookbook. I do have aspirations to write a book, um, but I'm not like a professionally trained chef.
Okay.
I I'm a foodie. I'm a cook. I'm a culinary enthusiast. Like I like learning about all that stuff and doing my best in the kitchen. But I have no formal training. I've never worked under a chef, so probably don't have the credentials to publish a cookbook at this stage. But that being said, yeah, I would like to write a book at some point. I think there's a lot of cool stories to be told in the fishing world
I agree.
that, that haven't been told quite yet. And as I touched on earlier, man, I'd like to host a show. Think that's the next like big move that I'm going to try to make. I think continuation of a lot of what I'm already doing. Writing articles, doing photo projects, destination travel, hosted trips. Hopefully, like I said earlier, I'll get a couple more destinations, um, as well as my continued Mexico trip. But I think the next big step I'd like to make would be to try to create a video series.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. Like I swear that could take off quick, dude. Like what, like how you're saying you have like the original stuff. Like if it like it can take off. I think that's awesome.
Hope so.
Dude, I'd watch it. I'd use your recipes. I can't cook for shit, but I'd try. I really only could cook like game meat and throw shit on the grill. That's about the extent of my cooking.
Dude, if you can cook game meat, you're more equipped than a lot of average Americans, dude. Because like
Yeah.
game meat takes a certain, understanding, right? It's
Yeah.
lean. You can't overdo it, or it dries out, or you got to cook it a long time if you're slow cooking it. It's kind of on the extreme that way.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you can cook a deer steak, you can cook a beef steak. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. And I feel like it's almost harder to cook like a beef steak than it is a deer steak, you know? That's like
For me, it is because I've done, like 95% of the steaks I've cooked have been deer steaks. But
yeah. But that's not really all I got for the hard hitting questions. But how I end every one of my podcasts is 5 songs. Um
hmm
you got a running playlist on Spotify. I'll send you the playlist too if you want to see some of the
yeah, for
wild
sure, dude.
stuff that we've had on here. But what are your 5 songs? I'll get five. You get five.
Dude, I was having a hard time limiting it to five.
Oh,
Um,
dude, I could put like 20 on every week.
yeah, I know. I was having a tough time, but I've got a list of like 10 here, and I'm just gonna have to do it right now. I'm gonna
You can
sort
give
through
me
and
10 if you would like.
I'm gonna try to stay true to the goal.
Okay.
But number one I've got is Gravity Blues by a band called Geese. They're they're young, they're cool, they're like an up and coming. They're kind of hitting it like big right now out
Dude,
of Brooklyn, New York.
I've kind of heard of that band. It's like it's a band of college kids, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, they aren't in college because they're touring, but they're college
Yeah.
aged. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
dude.
they released their first album in high school.
Dude, I think they were literally I just saw like they were in Athens, Georgia a few weeks ago. I think.
They're on tour, so it's
Yeah.
definitely
That's pretty sweet.
they're good, man. They're super good, and their vocalist, his name is Cameron Winter, and he's got a very unique voice, and he's got a side project as well that's just his solo stuff that
Huh.
is amazing. So anything Geese or Cameron Winter is good, but Gravity Blues is the song that got me into them. um,
Okay.
from the get-go. Then I've got a song called Ben's My Friend by Sun Kill Moon. You ever heard of them?
I haven't.
They're kind of like an underground indie rock band, I guess you'd
Okay.
say. But some great lines there. A great song, kind of indie rock that there's like brass in it. It's long format and really good lyrics. There's a reference to crab cakes in it, and there's a line that I just love. He says he's talking about his family, and he said, "My sister's got a new boyfriend. He's a deer hunter. She's getting used to venison." But it's not like a pop country song. It's like an
Yeah,
indie rock song. So
that's
it
freaking
seems out
awesome.
of place, but it's cool.
Dude, that just made me think of I said it in the intro. What is it? Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland
Mm-hmm.
does.
Yep. All right. Let's see what else we got here. I've got Wild West End is the song name by Dire Straits.
Love Dire Straits.
That one is a go-to of mine. Such a good vibe, just kind of like slow, great driving song. Um, yeah, just love that one. Mark Knopfler is an amazing guitarist.
Oh, a dog was sounding off out there.
I
My
heard that.
girlfriend just got home and took him out of the room. All right. Was that
All
five?
right, so
Oh,
that was three, right?
yeah, that was three. My fault.
Okay, I don't know if this is in here already. It seems like one that could be, but Snake Farm
I don't think
by
that is.
Ray Wiley Hubbard.
I
Do you know
do
that
like.
song, dude?
I do know that song. Ray Wiley
Yeah,
Hubbard's the man.
yeah. Snake Farm just sounds nasty.
Oh
That's
yeah.
got to be any like fishing related podcast. I feel like, or hunting,
Oh yeah.
or plays. Yeah. Um, and then the last one I'll give you is a bit of a sadder song, but it's my favorite song of all time, so I had to mention it. It's called "We Are Nowhere and It's Now" by Bright Eyes. It's kind of like a folky song with amazing lyrics. Connor Oberst is the songwriter there and the mastermind behind Bright Eyes, and just super good, man.
Huh. I'm gonna check that song out. Um, I'll give you. I'm a bit do like that indie rock is starting to get big. Like I like Noah Khan a lot,
Okay,
and
nice.
that kind of like got me into that whole that whole kind of like side of music, and that's something that I love these days. Let's see. And dude, like when
You like?
Noah Khan first came out, I wasn't a huge fan of him, and then I heard one of his songs, and I was like, damn, that's a New England reference. And I was like, damn, that's a New England reference too. I started listening to like more and more of them, and I was like, damn, this is actually pretty good music. All right,
Do
I'll give you.
you listen to?
What'd you
Sorry,
say?
do you listen to Turnpike Troubadours?
I love Turnpike Troubadours.
Okay, hell yeah,
I
they're
love them.
they're great.
Let's see. I'll give you my five.
All
I
right,
got
let's do it.
Redemption Song, Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Okay, nice,
Hurt So
classic.
Good, John Mellencamp.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
I love that song.
that's classic, man.
Oh yeah, and then Taking It to the Streets, the Doobie Brothers.
Okay,
Dude, I
familiar
love
with?
the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, I like them too, but I don't know if I knew that song.
It's on one of their like more yacht rock albums. Like you know how they
Okay.
have like some of that like their earlier stuff's like really super like classic rocky, and then they got like
Yeah.
yacht rock stuff like kind of tail end, and then they like
Okay.
yeah they started like touring. That's on I think it's like the title song on the album, and then Killing Ground, Future Birds. You ever listen to Future Birds?
Hell yeah, man. Love Future Birds.
I do too. That's an Athens band. I'm actually going to
That's like
Athens this weekend, so I have them on here, and then the
nice.
B-52s,
Okay.
and then yeah I got Killing Ground, Future Birds,
Yeah,
Rock
man. That
Lobster, the B-52s, and then
okay.
another Athens, Georgia band, Picking Up the Pieces, Widespread Panic.
Okay. I don't know the last one, but like Future Birds is like kind of like I love all kinds of indie rock, but I
Yeah.
love that kind of like a little like pedal steel and some like country vibes mixed in. I love that kind of stuff.
Dude, it's kind of like, it's really weird to see. Like, not weird, but it's like cool to see. It's literally like Widespread Panic, The Grateful Dead, and then like a
Mhm.
kind of like a older country band like had a kid and it was Future Birds.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
it's
great. Yeah.
such cool music.
Have you listened to MJ Lenderman?
I haven't.
Dude, you got to look him up. He's got that similar vibe. It's like indie rock with like pedal steel and ripping guitar and like good stuff.
And
I almost put him in with my songs today. He was in that little list of 10 I made.
all
He's
right, I
really
just
good.
looked him up. I'm about to listen to him tomorrow for sure, because it looks like some music that I would like.
He's
Um.
out of he's out of Asheville.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm in Asheville a lot, actually. I love Asheville.
Yeah, it's great, dude. Burial Brewing,
Oh
great
yeah,
spot.
dude. Burial Brewing. And then like the tourist trap we all know and love is Sierra Nevada.
Oh yeah, yep.
But see, like my
12
bosses,
Bones.
dude. There's so many good breweries around there,
There are. Yeah, it's like Brewery Central for sure.
and it's like cool because you can go and hit like a wild trout stream, and then you're like, you know what, we're on our way out. Like, let's stop at Sierra Nevada for a beer and
Hmm.
continue home.
My girl, my girlfriend's family is from there, so
Oh,
I've
cool.
been a few times over the past, you know, handful of years.
Yeah, you ever get to fishing up there?
No, really. I mean, well, her grandma lived on a small lake, so I brought my fly rod and would just catch some panfish and some bass in that lake. But that's pretty much the extent. Whenever I was there, it was just like a family thing.
I got you, dude. Next time you're up there, let me know.
Okay,
I'll shoot you a couple spots, or I'll come up there and go fishing.
sounds good.
Yeah, dude. But and you have any final thanks or plugs you want to give?
Just check out the any recipes on Flylords that and Split Read magazine. Got some new recipes coming out there soon. And you can follow along with me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. It's Kirky Marks, so that's KirkyMarks. Just my little nickname growing up was Kirky, so rolled with it. And yeah, man, appreciate you having me on. It's been a lot of fun to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you for coming on, man. It's been a blast. I'll tag everything in the description. I'll have like all your
Cool.
Instagram, your recipes and stuff like that. I'll put it in there. But dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Shoot me over that playlist. I'm excited to
I will.
check it out.
I had to click stop here, and we got to let some tracks upload.
Okay.
Let's see. What's up, guys? That was Mr. Kirk Marks. Really cool episode. I've been pretty interested in cooking game meat and fish and stuff like that since I started deer hunting, and that was just a really cool episode. Be really cool if he did start like an Instagram, or not an Instagram, but a YouTube series. Um, I'd thoroughly watch that. Maybe learn a few better recipes than I have currently, and I might use a few. I'm gonna hit them up next time I have a little deer meat in the fridge, to see if he's got anything pretty good. But that was really all for our interview with Kirk Marks. If you guys like listening to this show, feel free to leave a review on Apple Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, and do all that good jazz. But before we go, seriously, Christmas is around the corner. check out some of our awesome partners on this podcast: Free Fly Apparel, Afueta Coffee, Bahio Sunglasses, Loon, Temple Fork, and check them out. Riversmith Outfitters as well. If you want to save some money, use code Wrangler10 at checkout, and just check out all their products. Some of those things can make some fantastic Christmas gifts for your favorite fly fisherman. So that's it for the Tuesday show. I don't think we're going to have a Friday show. I will be headed down to Athens, Georgia for the Georgia Bulldogs football game. So no episode on Friday. I will be in Athens watching the Bulldogs probably beat the shit out of UNCC. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you guys for listening, and have a great weekend.